Hi everybody, welcome back to Nook. Today is Sunday, which means it is a booktube video. I have been Ubering and Lyfting a lot this week, so I haven't done the research for the Oh My God, the Song book tag, which Anna Reed's tagged me in a couple weeks ago. But because I have been working a lot, I decided to splurge and spoil myself a little bit. I told myself I wasn't going to get any more books before we moved. That was a lie. I went to the secondhand bookstore and I picked up 8 books yesterday for a pretty fair price, I thought anyway, because $8 for a regular book in the store versus 3 or 4 for the books that I got. With that, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys what I got, so that way I'll stop rambling. Up first, because I really like this copy and I thought it was kind of cute in that it's very colorful. The Life of Pi by Jan Martel. I saw the movie, loved the movie, wanted to read the book, have picked this up a few different times, but haven't actually finished it. And I think I paid $3 for this copy. So it's not anything special, it's just small and looks cute. So looking forward to reading it. As my computer shakes, sorry. Alright. Next up is Redwall by Brian Jacques. I read this book when I was 7th or 8th grade, and I was actually going to read the entire series, but I didn't. I think I got to the second book and stopped for some reason. But they had this, I have it on my Kindle, but Kindle is not always the same as having the book face to face, and I'm more likely to play a game on my phone than I am to read on the phone on the train, so paperback books just make better sense for me. Sorry. Alright, The Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean Auel. I have actually tried to pick this up a few different times, and my mom really liked the series, and several people have actually suggested it. So, after searching through the stacks of books for, I gotta say, like 15 minutes trying to find a copy of this, because most secondhand bookstores have copies of books that people have recommended, especially if they're older books. So I found this. I actually saw a couple books that I own back here at the shop yesterday too. I'm like, oh, I have a copy of that. Maybe they have the rest of the series that I'm looking for. But anyway, so I picked this up. Gonna read it. Probably put this on my TBR for the winter, not anytime soon. But we'll see. We do have the Booktubeathon, which is not this week coming up, but next week that I have to do my TBR for, which will probably be posted today after I get this video done. Next up, It Wakes in Me by Kathleen O'Neill Gear. I have the second book in this series, and I've never picked up the first book. They had it yesterday, again, after searching through the stacks. I found this while looking for The Clan of the Cave Bear, because it was all in the same section. So, again, another book that I'm really looking forward to, because I've read part of the series, but not all of the series. This next book I picked up, Sci-Fi did a mini-series with this book several years ago. I actually want to say it was like 2006, 2007, so it's been a really long time. I've read a few of the short stories in this book. I like some of his writing, but I cannot, for the life of me, commit to it or The Stand, because those books are super, super thick, and this book is just full of his short stories that I really like. Like, I've read Dolan's Cadillac. It was a very interesting story, and it didn't really have a whole lot of fantasy part to it, or a story that you needed to suspend belief for, because it was just kind of, a smart person could figure out how to do this and could go about doing it, and yeah. So, and then there were a couple other stories in here that were decent too, but I only read a few of these before I had to give the book back, so now I own my own copy and can read it, take as long as I want to read this whole book. Precious by Sapphire, I picked up, I think, because it $4.50. Market price is $13. Kind of can't pass that up. I actually do want to read the story, and I haven't seen the movie yet, but I like Monique as an actress, and I'm very interested to see Mariah Carey without makeup and doing a halfway decent job. Because I used to love her music, but she just, not recently. So, short book, may or may not end up on the TBR list for Booktubeathon. Actually haven't done that list yet, so, but it's short story, and yeah, should be good. Everybody keeps talking about Paula Hawkins, and I haven't read The Girl on the Train yet, and they didn't have Into the Water, which I really actually do kind of want to read, so I may get that from the library once I take all the rest of these library books back. I still haven't made it through a lot of them. I think I made it through Saga and one or two other books from the library TBR that I picked up the other day. But I picked this up. It was $7.50 for this copy versus the $16 in store. And it looks like it has no wear on it. Like, whoever picked this up just gave it back to the bookstore and said, hey, haven't read it, didn't like it, not sitting on my shelf. So, I got a good deal. This last one, everybody keeps talking about Sarah. So, I found her Throne of Glass book. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I like fantasy, I like young adult. Not sure how I'm going to like this book. So, everybody keeps saying the first 3 books are really good, the rest of the series not so much. So, I kind of wanted to see what the hype was about, and for $6, wasn't going to pass that up. So, there are those 8 books that I got, and we'll see which ones end up on the Booktubeathon TBR list. If you have a local bookstore, please go support, because you never know what you're going to find. It took, I think my son and I were at the bookshop almost an hour yesterday to find these 8 books, and he kept trying to drag me out, and he kept going, Mom, let's go. Mom, let's go. And he would stop every few feet and turn around and catch me going through the stacks, looking for more books to pick up. Just because secondhand bookstores are awesome like that. But if you have one, please go out and support. And thank you guys for listening. And I will see you guys here in a little bit with my other TBR list. So,